Hi, kia ora, welcome. I'm Steve Renata, CEO of Les Mills West Coast and former Global Sales Director for Les Mills International. If you want to know how hundreds of facilities around the world have achieved 20, 30, 50 memberships and sometimes more during their launch and quarterly relaunch events, this video is for you. In the Organising a Wow event seminar, we discussed how to put together and execute a great plan to attract as many members and guests as possible on event day. Today, I'm going to take you through the membership enrolment process to use before, during and after your group fitness events to optimise the number of new memberships you sell. Basically, as soon as the event pre-bookings begin, it's game on. The main thing to focus on before the event to maximise your membership enrolment is to call guests before the event and do three things. First, confirm attendance. Second, pre-qualify them. And third, if they're qualified, pre-book them for a membership appointment on the event day. Some of you might be already thinking, wow, that sounds a little aggressive. Actually, it's not. It all depends on how well and naturally you perform the call. Yes, you can. You can use your front desk staff, your instructors, and even some friends who know the club and have good relationship skills. Pay them for a few hours during the 2 weeks leading up to the event and use them during this as a salesperson. In small clubs around the world, it's not unusual to use 2 or 3 loyal clients with commercial skills to do this. First, open this way. Hi Charlotte, this is Steve from Club Sport. Have I caught you at a good time? The reason for my call is that a friend of yours, John Miller, has asked me to invite you to a group fitness event we're running. We've got limited spaces, so I wanted to ensure that you wouldn't be disappointed. Would you be able to confirm if you'd be available for the event? Okay, that's great. If the answer is no, don't hang up. Ask them if they'd be interested in coming to try the class and the club at another time. If yes, pre-qualify them using the same 3 questions you're going to use to ask the guests confirming attendance at the event. They are: first, do you know how to find the club? Do you live or work around them? This will ensure you don't waste time doing a presentation to someone who might be visiting family for the weekend or moving in 2 weeks. If they don't live or work around the club, confirm the 1-day pass for the event and then move on to the next guest. If they do, proceed to question 2. Question 2 is: you've been invited to attend a body pump launch class by your friend Charlene. Was there any specific results or goals you would like to achieve? This will give you a view on their needs and wants and will make the membership appointment easier. It will also allow you to check their program choice and create rapport. Keep the conversation light and prescriptive, and when it feels right, move on to the third question. The third question is: so if I understand well, if you like the club after your initial visit, you think you might want to keep going and join? If the answer is yes, or something like maybe, I'm not sure, it'll depend on price, availability, your timetable, the quality of my experience, etc. They have a medium to high likelihood to purchase. Don't answer their concerns on the phone, but make sure that they come to the event and book them for an appointment on the event day. To increase the chance of them turning up, we use an incentive. In our example, a 7-day pass, or whatever you're comfortable with. Just make sure you offer something compelling. Say something like, okay Charlotte, that's great. During the weekend, we offer 2 special deals. The first one is a 7-day all-access pass. All you've got to do to activate that is come down to the club, take the class, and then see me afterwards. We've also got an event offer on the day, and so we can catch up and check through some of the details of that, and I can answer any questions you have. How does that sound? Perfect. Yeah, it will be. It'll be great to meet you in person. As it's a busy weekend, the best idea is that we set an appointment to meet after your class. So would you prefer to meet immediately after it, or give yourself a little bit of time for a shower and some refreshments with your friend? Okay. Always offer 2 meeting options so it's harder to say no. And if the first proposition doesn't work, offer 2 other options. Don't give up. So, book the appointment, close the call, and you're done. So here's a few extra tips to be successful at the event. First, book a meeting every 15 to 20 minutes per membership consultant. That's more than enough. Second, be prepared to speed up the process by having all your documentation ready. Prepare 1 folder per client with their name on it and all the tools that you'll need to qualify and enrol them. For example, copies of your timetable, program flyers and guest passes. And third, send an email 24 hours before the event to confirm their spot is booked at the event and the time of the appointment. Party time. Make sure members and guests experience a fantastic event and see the club at its best, and focus on two things. First, a great transition from the class to the membership appointment. Second, an effective membership presentation. So let's start with the first one. A couple of things here to ensure a great transition from the class to the membership appointment. Firstly, prepare and rehearse the class send-off with your instructors prior to the event. It's amazing the difference that a few key words can make in the decision-making process of the guests. Check out the recommended formula in your handout. And secondly, make sure the instructors who taught the class and the rest of the club team stay around with the members and the guests near the social area after the class. It's a great way to keep the guests engaged while they're waiting for their membership appointment, and to start answering any questions or concerns they might have about the programs, classes, club, etc. Ideally, go and meet the guests at the end of the class or at the social area. Start by chatting about the class and the experience. Keep it informal and casual. Use that time to build rapport and get a clearer status on their needs and goals. Make the link between the goals and the benefits of attending the programs regularly. Well, it's great to have you down here at the club. You look like you were having fun in the body pump class today.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And do you think you'd do it again?
I think so, yeah. It was pretty hard work, but it was good.
Yeah, well, hard work always gets great results. Basically, what you want to do here is discuss their goals, where they are now, why, and their potential availabilities, so you can then prescribe a relevant training solution. When you have a good view on these needs, transition to the proper membership appointment and the presentation of the solution to the needs. Do it this way. Well, Charlotte, that sounds like a realistic goal. 5 kilos or 11 pounds over 90 days. I'd really love to show you some of the options that we've got here based around body pump and even one or two other things. So you mentioned before that you've got some times around Tuesdays and Thursdays, and what we've got here is our group fitness schedule, which is now your 90-day plan. So based on your availability, I'm going to recommend that what we do is we get you into body pump on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then to complement that so you get a real calorie burning effect is take you into the RPM classes. That's our indoor cycle, short, sharp and very simple, no coordination required and fantastic results. So by combining those two programs together during your availability, you're going to get to your weight loss goal really quick. Plus, if you're able to come down on the weekends, I'm going to recommend for the toning aspect and just to build up your general core strength, our new core conditioning class called CX Works. It's on the weekends at different times, so you'll be able to come in, try that out, and then putting all of that together is going to give you a holistic approach to your goals. See? Easy. When you've answered all the questions around the training aspect and overcome most of the objections about it, move to the membership options. The key with the membership presentation is to offer two options, A or B, no less, no more. The first option you are going to propose is an access to a free 7-day pass, which should at the end lead to a slightly more interesting membership than usual. For example, a cheaper joining fee or more benefits and services. However, don't make the offer attached to the free pass look too attractive, as ideally you want the guest to look at the second offer, the event one. Here's an example of how to present it. So Charlotte, do you think that plan looks like it'll get you to the results you're after?
Definitely, yeah.
Great, okay. So would you like to see some of your enrolment options?
Yep.
Great. Well, the first thing we have is a 7-day pass, an access pass, which gets you into the club for 7 days. You can use all the facility and of course the classes that we've outlined for you. At the end of that period, we can sit down and offer you a membership option, which is our standard monthly rate of $65 a month with a joining fee of $100, normally $150. So this is saving. When you're done explaining the first offer, transition to the event one, drawing an arrow pointing to the right side of the page and say, however though, today we've got a special launch day offer. Then explain the event offer. Make sure it sounds and looks attractive. You can play with what you want, joining fees, advantages, services, costs. Here's an example. And with that you get no joining fees, no processing fees, an even better monthly rate of $55 a month versus $65, which gives you a saving. A free personal training session in there at $50 just to get you started from a technique point of view. And we'll also give you 3 7-day passes for friends. Then say, so of the two, Charlotte, which do you think suits you best? Then don't say anything and wait for the person to answer and tell tell you what they think. If you've prepared a good offer and the experience was good during the event, this should be a no-brainer. Remember what stage you're at. The guest has been invited by a friend who has recommended the club, you already talked on the phone, and they told you they might want to join. They came to the class, they visited the club already, hopefully had a great time during the class and met a few people. Of course, you might get the usual objections such as, I'm not sure I want to pay that much. I'm not sure I want to commit to it every week. I'm not sure I'm going to like it ongoing. I need to check with my husband if he can look after the kids on these nights, etc. Here obviously is where it's no different to your daily membership enrolment objections. So, just apply the same techniques to overcome them. Okay, so what's next? If the person chooses the event option, proceed as usual. Fill out the enrolment papers and celebrate. If they choose to go with the 7-day pass, it's okay. You still have a week to get them on board. Make sure they understand they won't access the event offer at the end of the 7-day pass. Fill out the documents, activate the pass, but most importantly do 2 things. Firstly, organise their training week around the solution you discussed earlier. Second, book another membership appointment toward the end of the week to discuss enrolment options. Here the choice will be between waiting even longer and the normal membership, or becoming a member now and accessing the 7-day pass offer you explained during the event. Few things to do post-event. First, follow up on the 7-day pass as discussed. Important, do not stick to saying yes to people who ask for the event deal at the end of the 7-day pass. Most of them will try. Second, follow up on the guests who didn't turn up at the event and see if they would like to come in another time. Obviously, they won't benefit from the event offer because they didn't attend it, but they still might be interested in coming down to try the club. And third, you might have had a few extra and non-expected guests during the event. Sometimes we're just too busy to see everybody. Follow up on them in 48 hours post-event. Thank them for their presence and apology for not being able to see them on event day. Ask the same questions you asked the other guests after the class. Did you enjoy yourself? What were your goals, etc.? Propose to them to come back to the club and present them the event offer as you weren't able to do it beforehand. If they do, offer them the choice between the 7-day pass and the event package. So here you go. In our experience, when well applied, the conversion rate can go as high as 70%. Of course, it might take your team 2 or 3 events to build up full speed and confidence, but it's relatively easy to implement and doesn't require much change to your normal membership system. Give the process a try during your next 2 events and see what happens. So now you know how hundreds of facilities around the world have increased their membership through fitness events. It's simple, it's proven. Fitter guests, fitter members, fitter business, for a fitter planet. Kia kaha.